Welcome back to Vintage Story and to my single player world, and welcome back to a new Ashantin. Look at me. I've upgraded to 1.14 as you can see, but there are several changes. For a start, I used to have a merchant's outfit. I now have the commoner outfit. Now I play single player and I looked at the different roles you can take. And many of them are very, very good if you're playing in a large group. But when you're playing single player, many of the roles had disadvantages. So in the end, I opted for commoner. When you upgrade, you have a huge choice of look. And I have gone for pale blue skin. I've gone for blue hair, because I've always wanted blue hair. I have long hair, because I have long hair in real life, and I've always liked the bun that was there as the original bun, so I've gone for a classic ponytail. There's a drifter going in the distance. Now, this outfit is singularly smart. This does not come with it. The belt doesn't come with it. This is what you start off with. You start off with a commoner shirt, and if you look, it's heavily tattered. You look out for a commoner coat, terrible, trousers, heavily worn, and commoner boots, heavily tattered. So basically, I'm a walking wreck as far as my clothes go. To heal them, you need linen, and I don't have linen at the moment. But the other thing I did notice is they have a warmth level, 2 degrees, 2 degrees, 2 degrees, 1 degree. Belts 0.3 degrees, so I've put a belt on, and that belt I happen to have, which was the sturdy leather belt. It seemed to go well with it, and it seemed to me that another little bit of extra warmth wouldn't go amiss. Also, commoner gloves give you 0.5. So let's go and have a look. Most of the whole world is looking really good, guys. Now I've got my scythe on me because one of the things that has excited me a lot is the ability to scythe grass. Look at that. I used to have a grandfather who had a small holding with a big hayfield, and he had one of these old scythes and he taught me to use it. And I tell you what, this movement takes me right back to my roots. It's fantastic. And look, we have these beautiful dry grass sheaves now. So let's take this over here. I've unloaded my weapons into a chest temporarily. And let me take this, oh, actually they're up here. Let me take this over here. And I'm going to feed my animals. Now, before I upgraded, I put a light. My animal pen has changed, guys, in that I have built a moon gate. I wanted an easy way of getting across here, which has always been problematical. And I also wanted a way to look down into the pen that didn't keep getting me killed. So I took the lantern I've been carrying around and I put it in here, because I understand that now if the animals are in darkness they may despawn. So I'm lighting my pen in the hope that they won't despawn. The chickens may have disappeared, of course. I had forgotten the chickens. So everything else seems to be fine. And in here I've been feeding my animals. You can see that some of the troughs are still full. And I want to put some over here. Yep, it goes straight in like that. You don't have to do anything else to it, which is great. So we've got different troughs. Right, here we go. Everything is always in the same place at the moment. I had them separated out, but when I altered the pens in the middle where I took the bottom dirt out and replaced it with fence, they created the opportunity for animals to jump over the fences. and this was explained to me that they sort of link to a block of dirt and create that opportunity. So I was standing there in the darkness trying to replace the single fences with doubles, and all my pigs vaulted overhead, and I truly believed, because I saw it, that pigs could fly. Over here I put in another greenhouse where I'm growing flax, because flax seems to me to be one of the absolutely key things at the moment. And the reason for that is I had no idea that this area I'm in, which is obviously not true desert but savanna, is really quite cold in the winter. So in order to keep growing my crops, I have to do this. Now, those are the basics of upgrading, but I want to carry on to the theme of clothes while we're still on it. It's going dark. Let me shut the doors and the drifters don't drift in. But up here, I thought, well, if I hadn't had my clothes on, would they still have degraded? And the answer is yes, they would. Because if you look at the clothes in my chest, every single one of them, my messenger shirt, this was in the chest when I upgraded to 1.14, tattered, heavily worn, heavily tattered, terrible. So I've also had a look, because you see, I have this warm robe, but it only gives me 2 degrees. Now, I don't know if you could put that on top of something, but my commoner shirt gives me 2 degrees. My commoner coat gives me 2 degrees. So there doesn't seem to be an advantage in this warm robe. And there's nowhere else to put it. The boots here are 1.5 degrees, whereas these boots are 1 degree. So when it comes winter, these boots will be better. What they will look like, I hate to think. Actually, that's not bad. That's not bad. But let's pop those back for the time being, because I don't need them at the moment. Now, my scarf, again, it will give me 1 degree of warmth. It looks quite nice, but I'm not that keen on it with this. But if you look at this chest, here, this hood would give me 1 degree. So you see, you've got a hat box here, and you can put hats in. That one is 1 degree, 1 degree, 1 degree, 1 degree. So all these different hoods and hats will give you, do we like that look? Oh no, I don't. Do I like that look? Yes, I really like that look. Yeah, and you can see that looks like a warm scarf, doesn't it? So that's another 1 degree of warmth. So if you have any spare clothing, I mean, everything is tattered. This thing is tattered. And I understand it's not going to be a problem with being tattered at the moment. You can see that the sandals are 0.5 degrees, whereas the boots are 1 degree. And these boots are 1 degree. These are 1.5. So we could actually, seeing as the temperature is 9 degrees, we could just swap our boots over. Even though I liked the original outfit. And don't I look warm and cozy now? I've got a scarf on and I've got my boots. I'm going to enjoy this. You know I'm going to enjoy this, guys. Let's go to F5. Now, how do we look? Yes. Look, we've got a nice warm scarf. We've got a belt holding us together and little purple boots. And all of it gives me more warmth. I'm going to love this. I am going to love this. So we are now safely upgraded, but there's a lot of work to do, guys. A lot of work, because warmth is going to depend on being close to a fireplace and also being in a room. And I am pretty sure that this desert build that was built to catch the breezes in the heat of the summer, under no way this is going to count as a proper room. So I think we're going to alter the floor. I think we are going to put another layer in here. And I think we're going to run glass maybe around the inside of here, great big glass walls, so that we can keep the look, but at the same time we will be warm. I'm hoping that glass does count as a room and it doesn't let the heat out, so that has to be thought about. The other thing is, if I'm going to keep warm, now I've got fireplaces over here in my first kitchen, I've got fireplaces downstairs, but I think what I'm going to have to do is to build a fireplace in my bedroom. I think that I'm going to have to convert this, which would be easy to convert, frankly, into a fireplace. And I think we will take out this open part here, because we will, if we're going to have a fireplace here, we'll bring the blocks forwards to here, and then we will have a doorway here. It's not going to look quite as good as it was to start with, but if we take this surround down here, might just be able to move it back one, but I'm not worrying about it too much at the moment. But what we could do is have a double door here, and then that would answer our problems on making it look right. It's odd, isn't it, when you build a build that looks perfectly complete, and particularly this passageway. I've only just built this room, this extension here, and already the way in which I've built it is going to be slightly awkward for the look of the place. But having said that, we could reduce that. This might be the way, because that's not centered, so it doesn't matter if I reduce that to 1 perhaps. My mind is already thinking about fireplaces. We could just take this wall across here, yeah, because that's a double wall, isn't it? I don't know. We'll have to think it all through, guys, as to where the fireplace would go. I love building problems because you get much more creativity when you have a building problem. And I've certainly landed myself with a couple of building problems here. Right, okay. So I am completely upgraded, and yes, we can now put wooden pans on the floor. And in the next episode, I'm going to pan some bony soil and see what we get from it. So, from my new look avatar, all cuddled up and warm with my winter clothes on, bye bye, leave a like.